Bleep bleep is the prompt tone we never expected. Unexpectedly turned into a complex Morse code. I'm sure many people think this is another crazy promotion, right? In fact, it is indeed the case. Because it's really not easy to unlock this string of codes. Now, Xiaofeng will take everyone to unlock the secret of the code. Firstly, let's popularize the origin of Morse code. It was born in 1837 AD, expressing different letters, numbers, and punctuation marks through different order of arrangement. Morse code has 5 different codes. Fortunately, the information this time is not that complicated. Just this letter reference table is enough. The final parsing result is as follows. Actually, there are many people who notice that this conversation is about Morse code. But why can't it be interpreted? Because this string of codes is really toxic. The breakthrough in unlocking the code is in the reply of the conversation. From the arrangement of sentences. This is a conversation between two people. So, what bleep represents is an independent response. If B represents points and leap is horizontal, there will be 2 possible outcomes. They are A and ET respectively. If the opposite is true, the result is N, TE. Next, use the exclusion method. It can be inferred from the context that A is most suitable. That's just the mood particles. Confirm this point. Then substitute this result into the first sentence. We got a new Morse code. But because there was no punctuation, it's still difficult to interpret. At this point, we need to rely on elementary school pinyin knowledge. Pinyin is composed of initials and finals. The overall recognition of syllables can also be seen as a combination of initial and final consonants. In Chinese sentences, the first word often starts with an initial consonant. So we can eliminate some of the answers. The rest is to constantly filter through the combination, until finding a combination that matches the phonetic rules. So we obtained the following results. The meaning of the first sentence is Papa. This result is the same as the doll named Plotty called in PV, indicating that our results are correct. But don't worry yet. If you think the interpretation will go so smoothly, you are completely wrong. After interpreting the first sentence, we won't be able to interpret it later on. So we can only skip the second sentence for now. Let's take a look at the third sentence. Change your mindset this time. B represents horizontal and leap is points. Something magical happened. Screening through exhaustive method. This sentence has also been interpreted. It means where is the fault? This sentence also overlaps with the meaning of the content in PV. Our interpretation is correct. Now it's only a second sentence away. In the event that it is known that the dots can be interchanged horizontals, we have more ways to interpret it. But unexpectedly that there was an extra word in this sentence. The words before this word are a way of interpretation. After the word, there is a different way of interpretation. After combining the two, the final result is obtained. That's right, this sentence is the true beginning of the entire PV. That's also why it's necessary to interpret it. In the picture we see, Plotty is a one-way Palo doll. But in the sentences we interpret, it's not. What does this remind you of? It's Breevy. Bleep is a special type of information prompt sound. Bleep bleep, is it the name of a new technology? She said that this was her exclusive message tone. The contact on the other side is Plotty. It's just that Plotty never knew. So you can see the beginning clearly. Why is it that when Breevy takes the call, Plotty will react so much? This is a state of social death after being in a basal state. That's why Plotty pointed at Breevy and said incoherently. What she really wants to say is that you are Papa. Unfortunately, she saw a lot of people coming. Swallowed the words. Breevy still wants to confirm her identity, but Plotty is a state of social death. Hurry to ask MS, why you to change the topic. In this scene, besides Plotty, there is a new role. If nothing unexpected happens, she should be the Yanunu mentioned by Breevy several times. I think Yanunu will come with us. In this way, we also know that when launching the Domain 9 Magic Tower, who is the person with Evans now? She's Plotty. She was sent to Domain 9 to investigate the cause of abnormal authorization. From the perspective of plot direction, PV clearly hides a massive amount of bridge segments. They must read each other when they come to Domain 9. From the perspective of PV content, they have already tried to investigate the cause of the malfunction, but they achieved nothing. These should be the new version of the plot content. Breevy hasn't realized the problem. Wants to hand Palo to Plotty. Then Plotty took it away. Only by unlocking this Morse code string. Only then can you truly understand the meaning of this opening. That's what makes the Tata plot special, right? If we can't find any clues to have fun, find clues and see the logic. However, there are many ways to combine Morse codes. You can also try other permutations and combinations. What if there are unexpected gains? The picture turns to the location of Tempo's supercomputer. This is the Jingong. Compared with the hall where Zeke met, the surroundings here are massive servers. In the middle is supercomputer Tempo's. What's more surprising is that there is a big gap between it and Jestho's. It is more like a combination of timestamp technology and human technology. About Tempo's supercomputer, as early as the Ignisville version, Xiaofeng had already guessed its existence. That's the mysterious person in the heart. It says one day it will meet us. It can be seen that there will also be a dialogue between us and Tempo's supercomputer. From Plotty's words, we know that human beings were forced to land in Domain 9. What surprised me most was when you landed in Domain 9. This really hammers out that Domain 9 and Planet Ida are homologous. Combined with the information on the official website, Domain 9's people come from number 8 cabin. It's a nail in the coffin. And this sentence also reveals a piece of information. Earth's technology may not be as weak as we think. If Tempo's supercomputer comes from Earth science and technology, so it's very likely that Jessithos is also like this. It is unknown whether they have undergone omnium energy transformation. Do you still remember the origin discovered on the Yuan Wang? Its appearance is highly similar to the mysterious side of dark form. Dark form is an important part of the ancient civilization machine. Jestho's can have the ability to authorize. It is very likely that it came from here. Let's observe for a while. The appearance and timestamp are quite similar. The 12 earthly branches are clearly engraved on it, surrounded by surrounding formations. There are also some words engraved on it. What are these words? If you think this is another gossip from the Book of Changes, then you are completely wrong. Let's take a look at these words first. 8 Corpse Food Gate. I'm completely confused about this result. What is this thing? Then I realized that Tata was slacking off. The material is used to make up for numbers. As expected, through the interpretation of some peripheral texts, discovered that these are small seal scripts converted from two-stroke Chinese characters. The official did indeed make a mistake. A serious criticism here. Hope to pay attention in the future. Create more meaningful materials. To make games more valuable. Whenever you write a little bit about the dark yellow of heaven and earth, I don't need to trouble myself with the Qin, Hu, and Yin and Yang. Let's continue back to PV. This modeling has taken it to the next level. Black silk gloves on hand. Clear patterns and distinct patterns. I hope the actual machine can also have this quality. Whether the machine is equipped or not is up to the players. But whether the modeling is exquisite or not is an official matter. We can also see from Plotty's reply. This is another character with a dual personality. Talk to Breathy and get angry. It's very calm to talk with Tempo's supercomputer. What's even more interesting is that she still has heterochromatic pupils. Is this laying the groundwork for her dual personality? Tempo's supercomputer said that fortune and misfortune depend on each other. Actually, this is a loop. The Yuan Wang spacecraft encountered an attack. The abandonment of Module 8 in space is a disaster. But enter the Domain 9. It is also a blessing to contact field energy and develop timestamp technology. Later, the seal weakens darkness, which is a disaster. Seeking help from outside the domain and opening the heavenly gate is a blessing. That's the question. After blessings, it should be a disaster again. What is the next disaster? Tempo's supercomputer probably meant something. Plotty was also a little dissatisfied with Tempo's supercomputer's attitude. Except for what Tempo's supercomputer said, good and evil depend on each other. There may be another reason. Will there be factional disputes in the future? We know that the world of Tower of Fantasy is in the future hundreds of years from now. From the style of Domain 9. This undoubtedly represents the branch of the Heavenly Dynasty. Otherwise, there wouldn't be gossip, the four symbols, and other elements. Factional conflict is also an element that has never been mentioned in the game. Just like the current world situation. There is competition and cooperation between countries. In the worldview of Tower of Fantasy, what about these countries in the future? The first ruling class of Tower of Fantasy is the Norn Federation. The so-called Federation is definitely a collection. There must be a multitude of factions inside. Although they are in the apocalypse. But they will also have their own plans. The force is represented by Tempo's supercomputer, and the force is represented by Jestos. Is it really safe and sound? This may become a direction for future plot development. It seems like this is just a small version. According to the law of desire before restraint. Tower of Fantasy, this is preparing for the entire anniversary celebration. Just give it a hard look. Alright, that's all for this issue. Follow Xiaofeng and experience a different fantasy tower.